And we're going to do the most important avodah of all, learning Torah, Likutei Moharan, Torah Daled. We're holding in Os Tes.
Yeah, sure.
We did those three bechinas, Gavaldik, Bechina Rishon, Shnia, and Shlishis. And it was very choshev and very important for our door, for our generation, our Nisyonis, to get the chizuk of three concepts of seeing the Tzaddick, giving tzedakah to a Talmid Chacham, and to do Tzvada Vidui Devarim, to do a confession. I don't like that word, but nevertheless, to go speak it out in front of a tzaddik, being real. And I just Mina Shemayim learned with Rav Yudaman, and he was saying over the concept of when you go to a tzaddik, you have to be vulnerable, you have to be real. And in this week's parsha, Kisisa, we hear that Am Yisrael are able, the only way they're going to come back out of the Yerida, the red, that Moshe Rabbeinu had to go down there and deal with them. The only way was by being real and vulnerable. And all the generations, Moshe Rabbeinu had to see it written in Hashem's Holy Torah, and he had to be part of that shlichus that would show that in his time, in his watch, Am Yisrael did the craziest avodah zarah in front of Hashem, in front of the Har Sinai, in front of everything. The truth is Hashem's always there, but it was the most powerful time of Gilui, of Har Sinai.
Revelation.
And it took away the Madrega they reached, which is Pascals and Rotzon. They'd reached such a high level. And we learned from Shlomo that this is Torah of mistakes. It's okay. This is Rotzon Hashem. The way we're going to learn to really get to the Torah Yisrael is through Miksholim, is through having stumbling blocks and Nisyonis, and not lechachila, but the
That was the shir yesterday I missed?
Yeah. So we get to...
I gotta listen to it.
Yeah, it's worth it. So we get to... It was from Rav Shlomo Katz. We get and Izbich. We get to work on ourselves, and it's the true preparation for the next stage of what we're going to learn about Torah of Mashiach, the level of Kesef, Yechida. We're going to learn about this concept, as far as I know, from Yitzhak Ginsburg, preparing for Mashiach. So we're in this stage where we're learning that you can't get there until you've worked on the attribute of anivus, of humility. So the humility goes together. When you go in front of Talmid Chacham, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be able to show that you've got Yetzer Haras and you're having Nisyonis, and be real with your issues. Tell the Rebbe straight that you're having struggles with Shalom Bayis or Kedushas Abris, or, one time I had issues with the army. I said to the Rebbe, I said to Rav Simai Zilberg, was at the time, I said to him, I'm having challenges in Kedushas Abris. So my feeling is that's why the army are draining me a cup, because I didn't want to, at that time, I wasn't ready for the army. I was married, Kolel, it just wasn't my avodah at that time. So I was just saying, I'm having Nisyonis with them, and it's Kedushas, if I work on it, the Rebbe didn't argue with me. He said, work on your Kedushas Abris. And I did, and it all got sorted out very quick. Baruch Hashem. So it really is, but you have to be able to go to the Rebbe. And
humility is the key.
Yeah. I had to be humbled also by people in public, because I didn't go to the army. I don't mind people knowing publicly. I never went to the army because I was in the world of the Haredi world, where the focus was of learning. I was about Tshuva, and I was listening to Merabbeim, and I was doing what people do in Kolel, and being a Rebbe in yeshivas. I was busy learning and teaching, and I wasn't involved with anything else, even business. I was just involved in those two things, learning and teaching. And we managed to do it until around 30. I went to get a job in a more proper official job space, because my friend had opened the door for me in a big institution, a charitable institution in Israel, a bunch of different locations all around Israel, but an umbrella organization, opportunity for a real full-time job, first time. And I'd lived in it already now 12 years or something, imagine, and had a full-time job. And I didn't even know I had a huge bill waiting for me from Bitul, because they didn't even know where I was. I was here 12 years, that kind of situation. Don't worry, I paid it all. I got rid of all the kanasim, Hashem had Rahman, so it all worked out. But so too with the army, I couldn't get the job, full-time job. They wouldn't take me on unless I'd done some sort of service or had a patur, because it said it just wouldn't stem with their books and stuff. I don't know if that was true, but that's what they told me. So the whole job was totally on that. So as they were deciding, I suddenly got a letter in the post on patur from the army. So by that point, I had 5 kids. I was over 30 years old, and they just said bye. Yeah. And I took the patur to the job offer, and I showed them, and they said, Mazel tov, you got a job. Cool. That was it. So, but it takes some humility, because it's not easy when you're facing people who are very pro the army. it's a bit of a bush when you say these kind of things. But when you face people very pro learning Torah, and you say, I've got a son in the army, it's the other way around. So either way, you can't please anyone. Okay, Zeh b'chol pam shebo etzel Talmid Chacham. Every time you come in front of Talmid Chacham, misaper lefanav kol libo. You have to talk out your whole heart. This is what I was saying just now. So Talmid Chacham hu bechinas Moshe, because the Talmid Chacham is the aspect of Moshe. And we know Moshe is the star of the Pasha. Yeah, he's mecheni na mesifrecha kasafta, willing to give everything up for Israel. We even learned that in the previous story.
What is your promise?
Yeah,
Just take me out.
She bechinas ayin. He's the Talmid Chacham is the aspect of ayin, true Bitul. Yeah, Moshe Chosev, especially Moshe Ben Chochma ma'ayim timsa. And from Chochma, from where do I come? Yeah, from nothing. I come from nothing. This idea of true Bitul, Chochma, the whole meaning of Chabad, Chochma is Bitul. Yeah, it's the idea of Talmid Chacham Moshe Rabbeinu is Bitul. It comes from the level of Ayin. Ayin is Einon Mavado or Yeshma Ayin. That everything comes from nothing. Who's the true Ayin? Hashem. Who's the true Yesh? Be'emes is Hashem. Who's the true Ayin? Not us. We're nothing. Yeah.
No, Moshe was the one.
Hashem's the Yesh. He's the true creation. Everything else is Botata. And through that you included in the Ein Sof. Zeh Bechinas Zakra, the Kriyas Asa, the Nesilas Metaman. It's based on the Tikkun Ezor, excuse me. Yeah, the Zakra. He threw Zrikas, and that throwing after and it's battled Metaman. I don't know what that means. Here we got good news today. We got a nice Hebrew Likutei Moharan from Abba Richmond.
No cheats, no cheats.
This is okay. This is Lashon HaKodesh. And he says here, he translates it in Hebrew, because we're going up a level. Zeh bechinas zraka, hi shemosha acha metamei hamikra, hameshamshem likra satorah bebeis knesset. Yeah, that's the idea of zakra. You know about tamei hamikra? Kasher menagim, you sing the certain tam zarka, like throwing. Ha'odem mashpil etz kolo. He like mashpil lowers his voice. Achar michein marim. Then he raises his voice. Zarek. Oso loten gavoa. Zodan matamim ele marikas masbeetz mishmasam haruchniim hamiyuchadim. It's based on the Zohar, the Tikkun Zohar. Zarek is also Taman. He translates it from the Tikkun Zohar. Ma'asa es hatshuva. Zrikas dava chazar lemakomo. Makor shemenu hu nifrad. Bekesha shalana misyachis adava lesheves malchus leshorish b'msoyis hatshuva. Kama vidi b'nei tamachochem menosef zuika. Ozrach, excuse me, Musammas, Gam, Tzaddick, Tzaddick, L'shochat, Mamakula, Hatshukas Ha'taivus Ha'artsius. B'yachas Ha'shorash Nishmas Ha'adam, Teshukas Eilach Hanam Mitoeves, Bezrizus, Bezavis, excuse me, Adma'od, B'taretz Gufo, Manik Tzaddick, Cheres, and Nishmas Nasak, Machazeres Ha'gadusha, Nishmas B'kviyachas, Nizrach, Zrach. Okay, so it's a whole deep thing from the Zohar about getting back to Malchus, to the root of tshuva, and that's video in front of Talmid Chacham. You have a look yourself. Okay, and we'll see how Rabbi Nachman explains this to Knuzah. Shedechazet to Malchus la Ein Sof. We're returning the concept of Malchus back to Ein Sof. Shehu Rotzon shebechol Ritzonos, because that is the Rotzon of all the Ritzonos, of all the wills of all the wills. We talk about that usually Shabbos time. Ravad Deramin, the will of wills. It's the shorish of all the wills. Ki Malchus shehem bechinas osis diburim. We already learned that Malchus is the aspect of the letters of speech. Kol os v'os, every single letter, malbush bar Rotzon Hashem Yisbach, is clothed in it, Rotzon Hashem, the will of Hashem. She Rotzon Hashem Yisbach haya, she zos ha'os yela tumuna kazo. And this is the letter that will be to it a tumuna, like this tumuna. So there's a Rotzon that formulates this letter, which is this specific picture. Like I remember once learning with Sophros with Baruch Gan.
I was just going to say, it's a Tzura Ta'os.
Yeah, have you learned Sophros ever? Yeah. I once learned with Baruch Garner. You ever heard of Baruch Garner?
I learned with him.
He's quite famous. Oh, you learned with him?
Yeah.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah.
So we have a similar connection in that sense. It was a long time. I was his first group of Talmidim in 1998 or 99.
In 2004.
Yeah, so it was years later when he was involved with Derech HaMelech, maybe.
Spoke with him last week? No, that's pre-Derech HaMelech still.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was involved with him.
I literally spoke to him last week.
I haven't spoken to him for ages. I used to be my neighbor for many years. But anyway, the point is that the idea that the Osis, Surah Osis, so he used to talk about meditating on the Surah Osis, if you remember, about how the Kedushas Osis should enter you should think about them, so that when you come to actually be a sofa and write it and bring it out, the Maisa, you're connected to the Surah Os and the Panemius Shabo, whatever that means, like the inner formation of the Os. That's the idea that that we are connecting to the Rotzon Hashem that's within the formation of the Os, the Tumuna Kazu, like this picture. For Os Acheres, la Tumuna Acheres. And each Os has its own picture. Oh, you did that once? That's you?
Yes,
That's your Pitum Katoris?
Yeah.
Nice.
My friend.
Yeah, it's good. Looks good. Yeah, he's a good teacher. Did he teach you how to make your own hummus and everything?
Yeah. But now I spoke to him, you buy a ceramic hummus now.
Yeah, it's changed, I'm sure. I haven't done it for years.
Me too. I want to write again now.
Oh, yeah. He was one of the best in that time. Very close to Mordechai Friedlander.
He's very good.
He had an Edo hand. I always used to grab his hand too strong and shake it really strong. And he'd be like his hand, his holy hand, because he used it to write. And I would come this big klutz, start crushing it like this. And be like, what are you doing? Oh, wow, very nice. You have a good kasaf.
Where's my pops?
Oh, wow.
He uses this Esther all the time.
Oh, beautiful.
Baruch Hashem.
Can you send me a picture, one of these pictures, just one?
Sure.
So I might use it as the cover photo for this wonderful learning. Yeah, and we'll give you the kibbutz. Okay, maybe I'll get, you never know, I might get a job from it. All the thousands of listeners out there.
Thousands of listeners, 5,000 listeners.
Minimum. Every single word, people are hanging on. I'm getting like DMs every day
Baruch Hashem.
by thousands of people saying how gewaldic the Torah is. That's like in the Olam Malachim, but not down here, unfortunately.
Oh, there's Talu Aman Al-Eitz.
Huh?
Talu Aman Al-Eitz.
Yeah, send me that one. It's a good idea. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have this idea that the Machseins of Shivrotz and Shebechor Retzonos. See, with me, I'm learning Vada L'Shem Shemaim because I'm not getting much down here from it. Yeah, V'ma b'Shivrotz and Hashem Yisbarach, Shivrotz and Hashem Yisbarach, Shezos ha'os yeh la Tumuna Kazu, and all you. V'os acheres yeh la Tumuna acheres. Nimsa Shivrotzonos, and we find that the Retzonos, the will, Hainu, Tumunas Osis Heim, his Galus Malchus Yisbarach Shemoi. We find that the Retzonos that is in the picture of the letters, this is a revelation of his kingship. May his name be blessed. These are the Retzonos, the wills. And these pictures are drawn out from the Rotzon Ein Sof. And there is no Tamuna Kol Devar Meyesha Shabbalam Heim Ma'osius. And anything that really exists in this world comes through the Osius. Remember, we learned Hashem looked into the world and created everything through the Osius, through the Torah. Hainu Malchus, and this is Malchus. Yeshus who Machmas and Malchus. The Yeshus only comes because of the Malchus. Shevatza Kodesh Baruch Hu is Gala Malchus Soi Ba'olam. And the whole thing is Hashem wants to reveal His kingship in the world. And that's why He made the world from nothing to something. Kol Retzonos and all the Retzonos, all the will, Hainu Tuminis Kol Yeshus, and all the pictures of the Yeshus. Yeah. Hainu Bechinas Malchus Mekabel Mechiyasim Rotzon Ein Sof. They are receiving the Malchus from the energy, from the life force, from the Rotzon of Ein Sof. K'mo shekotzev in Megillah, Lamed Aleph, B'chol Mochem she'ata motzim Gadol shel Kodesh Baruch Hu. In every place you find the greatness of Hashem, Hainu Malchusa, you will find His kingship. Hainu Ratzon Hashem, ata motzah. Sorry. That the Sham over there, you will find His humility. Hainu Rotzon Ein Sof, and this is the Rotzon of the Ein Sof. Zeh b'chinas espashtas gashmias, and this is the aspect of removing like a certain level of gashmias. Ki kuretzeles kalo Rotzon Ein Sof, and this will include the Rotzon Ein Sof. Tzarich levato et zeyeshes shelo zeh shekos bezor chelek beis peiches amad beis histachas Moshe b'Shabbos shata demincha. Here we go. We're going to Rav the Rabbin. How did I know? I didn't know.
Started there. It's amazing.
Yeah. Who would have known? Unbelievable. Yeah. Sarach Bitul Yeshus Shelo Seshem Zohar, we saying Zohar, Stalkus Moshe b'Shabbos Shato de Mincha. That the Stalkus of Moshe was in the time of Mincha, of Shabbos. As is Galus Rava de Rava. That's the Mincha of Shabbos is revealed, this will of wills. Shubechinas Rotzon Ein Sof. And this is the aspect of the Rotzon of the Ein Sof. Shekor Rotzonos will come and chiyusim imenu. All the Rotzonos, all the will is received from that holy time. Zeh machma shebitul Moshe kol yeshosai. And then because of that, is Bitul Moshe all the yeshes, all his yeshes. Moshe Kosev and Shmos v'nachnu ma. What did Moshe and Aaron say? What are we? Where's that? It's to do with the man, I think, during the Parshas B'Shalach, near the end. When it talks about the man, he says v'nachnu ma. Because man is also Bitul. It's like the true panemius of what Essen is, what food is, that it's all Divrei Elokim Chaim. It's all words of Torah, really, inside food. It says Motzi Pi Hashem, no? Where does it say that in the Chumash? It says it in Devarim, in Parshas Eikev. No, I'm saying in Eikev. In Parshas Eikev, you have a siddur here. If you go to Parshas Eikev right at the beginning, it says in the Kriya, we read it. Could you believe we're getting around the Torah so quick? We're already finishing off Shmosin. Time's flying. We just had Simchas Torah the other day. Like, what's going on?
Right.
This year, we're going to be old Yidden already. Going to utilize every minute because life is flying. That's why it's a waste of time getting down about anything because you haven't got time for it. This was one Yid once told me, I've got no time for Lashon Hara and Machlokas.
There's no time for it.
Yeah. There's no time in life to get busy with all the negativity. It says here in Parshas Eikev, when we're talking about Birkus Hamazon, Lechem lo techser kol b'ashem. Before that, it says, Ki lo ay lechem levad yichya adam al pi motze pi Hashem yichya adam. So inside the food, it's all pi Hashem. It's all the osius. That's what it really means. Yeah, and that's the pasuk beferish in the Torah. So v'nachnu ma. The mum was also like that. Zeh perish vikbo oisa, and it was much more begilvi, obviously. Vikbo oisa begai. He was buried, Moshe Benu, in Gai. Zeh bechinas ayin. K'moshe Kosev kol Gai nase. Beretz Moav. So apparently that place is a place of Bitul, of ayin, in that land of Moav. Zeh bechinas malchis. Shedavid bo b'Moav. And the fact that it's connected to the place of Moav is connected to the idea of David. And David, we know, is the late lady Gamir Klum is in a Bitul of Malchus, and David also Dal V'do, Dal Vav Dal. He's like humble. He goes up, he's humble still. He's always in a state of Dalas, of Malchus. The Tzaddick Moshe betoch Ein's Ein Sof. And Moshe Benu was Mustalik in the place where David is going to come from, Moab, which is the place of Malchus and Bitul. Betoch Rotzon Shabbat. And inside the Rotzon of the will of wills, betoch Rav de Ravin. At the time of Rav de Ravin, Shubechinas Rotzon Ein Sof. This is the aspect of the will of the Infinite One. And Mal Bishma Rotzonos is clothed in his will, Timinus Osius, the images of the Osius, Bechinas Malchus. In any place where you find the greatness of Hashem, Hainu Malchus Bechinas Ravin. You're going to find the aspect of will. Sham Ata Motzi Rava. Rotzon Ein Sof. You're going to find there the Rava, the will, Rotzon Ein Sof. Zermu Beis Por. And it was opposite this place called Beis Por, which is where the Por was like the avodah of that place. Ki Amo Chachmeinu Zechon Lebach Lama Nikra Shema Por Al Shem Shapor Piv. So I'm not sure what Chazal is saying, but it's based on the Tosfos and Sota. Why is it called Por? It's based on the Por Piv. They were pagomim. They were making a pagam in Malchus. Where's the Likutei Moharan? Oh, here. Yeah, they were pagam in Malchus. Start taking a kiss of and then you know.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's going on in there?
So, Al Shem Pure Piv says here. Ki Chachmeinu Zechon Lebach Laminik Pur Piv Hashem Pur Piv Hashem Pur Mitzia and Peticha. The Rashi avodah zarah says Pur Al Shem Shapurin Lefana Pia Tabatz. It's they used to open up their behind, a motzim, and they bring out whatever they did over there. That was how they served their gods.
That's the Balpor. That's what they were defecating from.
So that was the pagam of the piv, the wrong piv, the backward piv. That's what the gays are busy with also. Shem Shemel. It's a big deal by these people. Shem Shemel. Ki shepagomim b'malchus as a yesh koach lepar piv b'serufim ra'im, and all the different wrong formulations of the osius, the bad formations. Yeah. Aval Moshe shetika midis malchus, but we know that Moshe fixed up this aspect of malchus. He wasn't in the bad mouth, and he wasn't peira, bad mouth. He wasn't busy with the bad mouth. He wasn't busy with the por, with the p de bas, the behind piv. Yeah, he was busy with what? With the tikkun of malchus, and to bring all the osis back to the right thing, which is what we learned about. The video in front of a Talmud Chacham is fixing all the osis. Remember, we learned that in the previous osis.
Etzbot.
Yeah, very good. The atzomas, the bones.
Yeah, I kind of listened a little bit.
Yeah, we did. And it was he was not able in the hands of the poor piv. Zeh lo yada ish. He didn't know. What does it mean lo yada? Because it's an Indian to say I don't know. What does it mean I don't know? I'm pretty good at that.
I don't know so much.
I really don't know. It's a good get out clause all the time. I don't know. Yeah, but even Rashi uses it. He says a few times in his parish. The idea is, even in Shas you see it, it's an example of Bitul. Ayin, ani becomes ayin. Becomes I don't know, becomes ayin. I don't know. Ki isbatu legabe ensof, kol zeh b'moso. And this was all to do when in his time of death, his calculus. Aval, b'vadei gam b'chayev haylo his pashtus agashmias. But certainly during his life, he was on the madrega of complete removal of gashmis. Okay, that's where the madrega of Moshe Rabbeinu. Yeah, good times. He didn't need to eat, drink 40 days. Try that for one day. It's hard enough.
Yeah, the food's been happening a lot lately.
And he was davik in the light of Hashem. So now he's jumping to that famous Torah in Torah Vav, the highest Rotzon v'shav. We're going to get there eventually. We're in Torah Dalet. We're not too far off. The highest Rotzon v'shav. This concept of the
running and returning.
Yeah, running, returning. These holy angels that rested and ran. Yeah, who ran and rested. Kia Kodesh Baruch Hu Ratzeh b'Avodaseinu. That's what Hashem wants in our holy avodah. Says Rabbi Nachman ben Feiga and Simcha. Suksonenu Kamash Kosev Visa Techila Megushay Afa. That he brought us Tehillah, praise in the Gushay Afa, in the, I don't want to say what I think Gushay, but Gush is like where we're living, yeah? But let's translate it from there instead of my messed up version. Here we go. This is the Gushay Afa, Makort Seichome. He says, translate Mishpat Zeh Halakach Tefillas Musaf Shal Yom Kippur. Apparently this is from Tefillas Musaf Yom Kippur.
We're all just basar v'dam.
It's Adam Alakas Kafi Tefillas Basar v'dam. Very good. Al Panei Tefillas Malachim Chasrega. They don't have these problems of being Gashmis. Aderech Zu, or the Mila being Gashmis, because we also have a Mila. And Yochel Asos Machulchem Tzaddikim Gamorim Matsumim Klam Avim Lebitum Machlot Ba'insof Avamai Im Kain Avodah Hashem Yisbach Matzma Etzatzma who Sabir Lafikach Muchach Gam Sadik Masha Chayav Lios Betnu Shav Rotzon v'shav Tefillas Yom Kippur Mafir Gam Vidui Hey Nemaras B'Shash Osum V'Dichas Tanug Magufnias Espashas. Yeah, there's a certain level we all reach on Yom Kippur of Espashas of Gasmias. So we get a little bit of Moshe Rabbeinu inside of us. So we're begilui. We espash it from the Gashmias. We're not eating, drinking. We remind ourselves off of the erev. We're nothing. We're from the dirt. Yeah, and it's that humility, that MSK brings us to all these levels of Bitul and Malchut, of all the Torahs we're learning right now. And because of this, that you will not need to remain like this. Until Hashem takes his neshama. That's the only time when you get truly get that level of yechida of complete unification is after 120. Even Moshe Rabbeinu, yeah. After 120, literally, it was 120. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, no.
So he went up 120 Zayin we had around this time of year as well. Zayin is usually Chodesh Adar. This time we got 2 Zayin, so we got double there. For the price of one, 2 Zayin, 2 times to celebrate Moshe Rabbeinu's Yotzai and tune into this time of histalkelus of the Tzaddick of Bitul to the Ein. And we know that the Purim Nes and all the Chashbaz of Purim come out of the Koyach of Moshe Rabbeinu and Moshe Lamala, Mordechai Lamata, as it's brought down in the Shla Kodesh Al Sfarim. Anyway, let's go weiter. Oi, Kodesh Baras Mani Tov Neshmas Zesh Anaroim, and this we see the Farmaim Nisalev Adam B'Toch Tefillah. Because sometimes Zevi starts getting excited in his life and starts getting excited in his davening.
Sometimes.
He's leading the davening over here, and suddenly there's fire coming out of his mouth, and the whole place starts getting going all mystical, and it's all Zevi going upwards and bringing the whole community with him.
It's just the Kehillah.
Yeah, the Kehillah, everyone together. Adam b'toch tefillah, and he's inside in this person in the middle of tefillah. Kamatevis b'slavis gadol. He starts jumping in the air. Yeah, like I remember seeing like old Yidden jumping at the Kosovo with like his slavas. There are still people around like that. You know, they're in Hallow, and I've seen like such sights from Tzaddikim where you see these old guys who can hardly walk. Suddenly they're like flying in the air, like literally like a young kid in the slavas. It's amazing to watch.
We had this Rav in Yeshivat HaMiftar that Rav Shlomo has mentioned many times.
Chamas Hashem Allah.
His name was Rabbi Siegel.
Siegel.
He was a very, very small in size person.
Yeah.
But when it would be like a davening, like a hollow mashu. You've never seen anybody reach so high in your whole life.
How high?
So high. How high was he? Well, he was. I'm telling you, for like a guy that was
small
like
guy flew in the air.
A guy that was like 4'3", 4'4", he was flying up to the ceiling.
He
was jumping, and it was amazing. It was such a
it's really important to
gorgeous.
Hashem Allah.
Such an emistic.
You know, when this is happening, he says here, Likutei Moharan.
Take off.
So I don't know by that Tzaddick, maybe he was holding on the Madrega, but for most of us, whenever we get that moment, because I've had it also, Baruch Hashem, is B'chelmes Hashem alav. Hashem's having mercy on us.
Yeah.
He's showing kindness on us because we're not really roy such Madregas.
He was a son for us.
But Hashem starts to help us reach Madregas, you know, that we didn't know we had. Sheniftach lo o Ein Sof, because Hashem's now opening up the Ein Sof va'ilo and lighting him up. And a person's able to see these nitzosis, these holy sparks. Like I said, flames are coming out of Zevi's mouth and davening. And even though he is not fitting like Chazi, Mizali Chazi, this is a famous Gemara. He's seen his muzzle seeing it. He's not able to see it. Zevi doesn't see the fire coming out of his mouth, and during davening. But his muzzle sees it. His ruchnius counterpart does see. Yeah, you have a muzzle over Zevi's muzzle. Yeah, Geshmaka muzzle. It starts to see Zev Yonason. Or Yonason Zev?
Gemini.
Yeah. Jedi, what?
Yes, Jedi.
Yeah.
Gemini.
Starts to see. No, I don't mean that. The actual muzzle of you. It's way beyond the muzzle of the constellation. Way above that. A Yiddish muzzle. Yeah? It's much higher than that. Take of Nislaev Nishmasa Devekus Godel. And immediately his neshama, see that's the point, it's happening on a ruchnis level, is Devekus Godel. It experiences this tremendous Devekus, Daviket Satsma Ba'orin Sof. And he's Dabek, he joins himself up with the Orin Sof. I mean, this is the true Tanugim of this. So in Tanya, you call it Avat Betanugim, like these Chai Madregas, Ava Rabba, Ava Aza, Ava, I don't know, you can go on. Ava Betanugim. Adam in the and for Peter, taking Slav Nishmas the Vex God, Dabek Hasasma Wentov. Kishiio, he's waking, and when he's waking up, this is Galas Ainsov, the Fi Minayin Hatevish Niftau when it's Nosu. And from this, you know that the Tavis now open up, and in the sparks of it, the actual the Kedusha, the Rotzon, the champagnes, these also starts to come revealed. It's like the black fire and the white fire starts to be begilui. You're no longer just seeing like
a... I used to daven from a sitter that was in Ketav Ashurish.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I also had that. We've done a lot of similar avodas.
I know.
That was that famous sitter that was written by some...
It was Biala?
Yeah, some Rebbe guy. There was a Biala one.
It was Bavar.
No, there was a Biala Rebbe who wrote all his siddurim, but that was still with like a... It was written in the form of Ashuris, but it was very like computerized. Yeah. Like, I'm talking about one where it's actual, someone sat and wrote Sophos, all of tefillah.
I never had
that one.
I want that.
I had that siddur. I davened from it. Wow. It was hard to daven from though because it wasn't Masuda. Like,
no.
Because you have to sort of jump around.
And that the Babav one, it was Babav, right? Yeah.
It was Biala.
The
Biala orange siddur. It was an orange siddur.
Orange, yeah.
Yeah,
Biala.
Beautiful. I davened from that also.
It's a great siddur, but it was kashet.
I've had times
you had to like flip like 15
right
pages
now I'm
to
a
get
bit of a Belzer siddur, and this is from my Rebbe. He gave this out to us at one time.
That?
Yeah, he has proper Siddurim, like I have them at home.
'Cause it looks
Couldn't
kind of
ask-
small.
couldn't have- So I'll bring them out one day. The Tolna Rebbe Siddur is very like organized Masuda. It's like very similar to Tolna, like no like flying colors, just very simple.
I love when the Ketava is just like flying at you.
Yeah, that's. I mean, this Sophros one, where it's actual handwritten Sophros, was really hard to done from. But I used to do it for the Indian. But it got to a point where it just
The Rav
wasn't
has a
practical.
taken cloud there, our friend Rav.
Oh yeah, in Sophros.
Yeah, it's in the office.
Come on, look. Sure, it's Galas Ains of Lefima and Tavus. You know, I don't get these kind of presents. You know, what can you do? Ahmed Devek's Godom, a serious national Bitul Kuchosa. Yeah, Shalos Sani Rav. So I said that to someone. He said, what does the Rav say? Kuratsono. The Shemenim Kuratsono. That's their bracha. Yeah. Some Bitul. Yeah, it's a silly joke. Anyway, the point, Koile Tavis, but they get advantages being a Rav, you know, because
I don't know what could be.
they get those little matanas from the Chassidim.
That's Bitul.
Pashta guys like me don't get.
That's Bitul.
Koile Tavis, Omer Devekas Godom Mesiris Nasha Bitul Kochosav. And all the Tavas that we say are Devekas in this great Devekas, and they give up their soul in Bitul Kochosav, and in a Bitul of the Kochas, Sav, of all their Kochas, all their strengths. Shat is battle the Gabe Ein Sof, and the time that they battle to the Ein Sof, as hu bechinas lo yada ish. They did not know this man. Shafilu hu ba'atzma eni yadeh ma'atzmo, even that himself did not know himself. Aval zos bechina sach liot rotzav v'shav. But this is the aspect that you need to be, this level of rotzav v'shav, of running and returning. Kedei is kaim yesh yoso. Yeah, there needs to be an establishment of his yeshosa, of his. I don't know who his yeshosa. Let's see what that is, because it could be is it Shem's
like
Shem's yesh or
No.
The
The
person's
person
yesh.
is worth.
you know. I was listening to a shir from Rabbi Tat. I don't know if you ever listened to him.
I think, yeah.
He says the idea there's no such thing as I have. There's only yesh. Yeshli is different to I have. If you analyze the words, translate, yeshli means there is to him. It's not I have. There's no I have.
There is to me.
There is yesh
To me.
To me. It's a different
No
way
I.
of looking at it. There's no I. I don't have anything. There's only yesh to him.
Yesh.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotcha. Interesting.
It's
Okay.
a deep parish on the once you like looking at really what Yiddishkeit, the
If I
Osius of the Aleph base and Torah, the way it speaks, and then you get to differences. Yosso, he says, Lord, what's it mean?
What I would think is happening right here.
Yeah,
Okay, is the running and returning if it's yesh uso, it's like himself. Okay.
yeah,
What I would think is it's a madrega of like a person is like mevatel, and then they have bitul, and then they receive, and they like, and from the receiving they become bigger. But when that's happening, like instead of them saying, "Wow, look how much I have," they go and they mevatel more, and then they receive more.
yeah. So the only way you can enter Pardes is Ratz V'Shav. The only way you can enter that was the whole thing with Rabbi Kiva. He knew how to run V'Shav. The Tzaddikim knew how to run and rest. There has to be a time of bittul and a time of receiving, like you're saying, and running. There has to be both, and you need both. The heartbeat, it's the essence of Yiddishkeit.
But it's also like, think about it, instead of like
That's
that,
the only way the person can exist.
instead of the going to the head for a second of, wow, look at how much I just got. It's like, well, I still am not deserving of anything.
Oh, so it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's certain humility that goes with it.
Yeah. The issue so.
Nimsa kashu b'chinas v'shov. La'achashatah min atov min achdus be'en sof. Yeah, like you said, he's like receiving from the good of the Ein Sof, and but then he still needs to go weiter. That's why it says b'chinas lo yedai ish kashu b'chinas shov. Shov adata yishosoi. And he returns his das. Did I miss something out?
No, yeah, you skipped. Nimtzah kishu b'vchinas v'shov. We just said avodah b'vchinas v'shov v'shov
Because it's kaim yishosoi. So very good. Nimsa kishu b'chinas v'shov. As I saw the gam ledato. That he will need to see that he's also, according to his das, he's only at the beginning, like you were saying, he needs to keep going. Shas devekas time is battle das. The time of devekas, he's mevatel his das. That's the concept that he did this. He didn't know this man. Kashu b'chinas v'yeshuv. and then he gets to the aspect of Shov. Sheshov ledato the Yeshosa, and then he returns his das to his Yeshos, to his existence. As Yeshov ledato, Keshov ledato, as Yedei Achdus Einsof, V'tuvo. Because then when he gets his Yeshiv and returns to his das, then he knows the unification of to the Ein Sof, and it's good. As I Ein Chilek Bein Hashem L'Elakim, and then there's no chilek, there's no division between Hashem L'Elakim. That Hashem is to be our God, which is like the concept of Hashem Hu Elakim. The idea of this yichud, we learned about that. The yichud shalom is the das is Hashem Hu Elakim. The idea of tov and
in the future.
Tov and Meitiv, the year.
In the future.
Yeah, everything will be with the Yichud.
Avaya and Elikus.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Bein Midas Hadin, the Midas Rachman. There we go, he's bringing it. That between the aspect of judgment and Rachmim, Ki Ein Sof, Ein Shaykh. Because in Ein Sof, this difference, it's not Shaykh, there's no difference. There's no Shinui Rotzon when it comes to good and bad between Tov and Chesed and Rachamim, or Din and Rachamim, excuse me. Shinui Rotzon. Ki Hashnim Einu Ela B'Shinui HaTumunos. The only thing that changes is the Osius, the pictures. That's the only thing that changes. But by the person being Davik in Ein Sof, Shisham ain't Shinui Rotzon. There's no change in the Rotzon, because he's just Davik to Ein Sof either way. Whether it's he's getting schmattered by his wife, with Shalom Bayis, which they do that once in a while, like, and we probably deserve it. And they're pounding us, Amazing. And then the next minute they're like, we're having a nice Suda together and they're smiling, we're best friends and they love us and Shalom Yisrael, we're soulmates and all that stuff. And either way, it's all the same thing, because it's Davik to Ein Sof with him as me. It could be. You could be such a guy. It's just like, I'm Davik to, my wife sometimes says to me, do you not care about all these things I'm talking about? Oh, no, I care. But inside, no, I don't. I mean, I care, but I don't really care. Why? Because I'm Davik to Hashem, so what do I care? I care because of you. I want it good for you. But she's like, what do you want? I don't know. Do you want anything? She's like, tell me something. Are you just happy just to live in this minimalistic situation of just learning davening and somehow surviving?
That sounds awesome.
I said, pretty much. But I didn't say that back to her. If I admit that, it's shchita, yeah? So I just have to say, no, I want, because in the end I have to work for her, do you understand? She needs me to feel like I'm going to take care of her needs and all that stuff. So I'm like, no, I'm here for you, yeah. I'm going to do whatever I can to improve the situation. But inside me, I don't care. I said, whatever I get, though, it's going to you. I tell her that. Whatever I get, all the money, whatever you want, the house, the car, it's yours. I don't want anything. Leave me out of it. Yeah, I'm only interested in this Sachin Rabbi Nachman was talking about. And she's like, I think you're in deep denial. That's the next stage of the conversation. Yeah, it's good to talk it out because it's a very real conversation to go on every day. Yeah, so you're in denial, no? You do want the Tesla and the nice lifestyle and you go on holiday and you chill on the beach and all this stuff. I have a Nefesh Bahamas, I'm sure. Very happy to have all that stuff. But it doesn't mean that I have to give in to my Nefesh Bahamas. It's not called denial, it's called iskafia. It's called
subjugation.
Subduing your bodily needs for a higher purpose, and then then eventually I'll be moderate. Maybe then I'll get the Tesla because I'm on the level to drive it with Yirah Shamayim and Kedusha and Tahara. But right now it would just take me away from my avodah because I have to work so hard to get it.
60 in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I don't really need to go that fast in a frat. It really doesn't need it. I don't need it. Ein chilek bein Hashem Elakim, bein midas adin, midas rachim, ki ein sof ein shaykh. Sham yad shani meila shani temunas. Ava idei devek sha'ad bein sof, sham ein shani rotzon. Ki sham rotzon pasha, because over there it's a simple rotzon. Achikach neshar bo rishima ba'achtas azos. And after that, there remains a rishimu, like a rishimu is like an imprint.
Yeah,
like a reservation.
A ledger. It's like a Rishima. It's like written on
it still remains some sort of imprint.
Roshan.
Yeah, Roshan. Yeah, the Ma'achtas Azos. Yeah, in this unification. Achikach nase bechinas v'shov. After that, I make the aspect, and I return as I rishimu ma'are ledas, and then the rishimu, the imprint. Mara is seen to go to the level of Das, like a vision towards Das. And And then everything comes back to the concept of good, and it's all one. Good
Torah.
Good times.
Good Torah.
Zeh she'amar Moshe
No,
l'dor.
we got something because
And that's what Moshe said to the generation. Ata reita l'das ki Hashem Elokim. What's the problem?
we should stop in a second. They're gonna die. This is a good stopping point, no?
Well, let's just finish it.
Was that Perush up to? Okay, let's get to their Perush.
Ki Moshe hu eins. Yeah, that's what I was aiming for. Ki Moshe hu b'chinas ayin. The Moshe is the aspect of ayin. No, it's all good. Dora had devukim. It doesn't seem like we have a minion yet. Anyway, that the generation is devukim alav roi lahem ledas, and his generation is and his generation was devukim on this roi lahem ledas because they were known as the Dora there. They were the generation of das. Yeah. Why were they the generation? Because they got to see Atar Reitzel Das.
They saw it.
They were zocher to have the full revelation of Hashem Elokim, of the Ein Sof as Megala. So then everything became Tov
Clear.
and Achad and Gevaldik. Yeah. Ainu la'oya ladas b'chinas Ein Sof, b'chinas Rabba Derav, and b'chinas Hashem Elokim. They got to that. They're the lucky generation that had the fortunate ones. So we're in Hasta Hasta Ponai, we're like in the end of days with the biggest Hasta. But somehow or another we have to see through it that it's Hashem Elokim also. Even now, there's still the Yichud, there's still the Achdus, there's still the Bitul, there's still the Ein Sof, there's all the Madrigas Rabbi Nachman's talking about. And you know, one of the ways we can get to it is maybe not so much to go backwards to Kabbalah Torah, but to actually go forward to the Orish of Mashiach, the Torah of Mashiach. I think that's what Rav Shlomo is trying to get us to. I think that's what all the Tzaddikim are trying to get us to in the store. Get us ready now for the Gilui that's coming of Mashiach. Because if you go backwards, it's a long kolos, you know. It's fine. We've got the Masorah of Torah, and we can go through the Torah like we're doing now. Rabbi Nachman, we're going through the Masorah of Rabbi Nachman to the Baal Shem Tov, to the Arizal, to the Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, all the way to Moshe Rabbeinu. We're going all the way through this Masorah, but at the same time, they themselves were all davik to this Orish of Mashiach also, the light of Mashiach. That's where they were also. That's what they were trying to bring down through the original revelation of Har Sinai.
You know, Rav Shlomo was teaching in the women's shir, one of
Yeah.
in the
Which sefer? The one from
I can't remember the Rav's name. That's what's bothering me.
oh, Rav from Beit Shemesh.
What's his name?
I was davened by him.
It's not Kumiori. The other one is
Kumiori.
No, Rav. Okay, this is
I know who you mean.
Shalom Bayis was the
Yeah.
body and soul.
I know who
It
you
was
mean.
the first part, and the next one was.
I know exactly who you mean. I davened by him Rosh Hashanah in Uman.
What's it?
He's
Was
aggressive. Kuf, yeah.
It's not Kramer or something else.
No.
Anyways,
Some
we're
reason
talking
why.
about what time period that we're in right now, and we're talking about Hachana for Shabbos. We're in
Right.
we're in the erev Shabbos right here. We're in the end of the erev Shabbos. So what's Matin left? So like, we take it in Shabbos early. So there was putting a focus on that we should be zochah to do that. Like in the Orish Mashiach is
Yeah.
a little bit in the future away. We should try to take Shabbos in early.
Right. That's the Orish. That's bringing the Orish. I mean, that's the Ti'im. We taste a little bit
Yeah.
of Erev Shabbos. We taste the food. We're
Little
tuning
taste
in.
of Shabbos before. Little take Shabbos in early.
It's not Rav Koenig. What's his name?
No.
Rav. Oh, I've forgotten it. Both of us. You want to ask the rabbi?
Yeah, but they're going to start now.
What's the name of the rabbi? In Beit Shemesh, remember? No. Just look up his shir and then you'll find it in 2 seconds.
Shalom.
There it is. It's Marmar Shalom.
I can't remember.
Well, that's the name of the sefer.
Yeah.
Marmar Shalom. He always quotes him.
So good.
He walks around with his phone.
It's so good.
Netzach Yisrael is the name of the Chupura. It's funny how it's going to happen.
It's just skipping.
Gewaldig. Shvizoicha. The main thing is to bring the Orish Mashiach early.
Name.
Bring Shabbos early. To Ima. And with that, we have the ability. And remember the name of the rabbi next